Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the new physical/flame unit, Asuka, to where she can either be a great buffer for your physical or flame teams, or an amazing tank. And she was tested on the live server, so these are her true values. But this is what you need to know before you roll. Starting with her main mechanics, beginning with her normals, which are cool, but sadly we will not be using these, which is the same for her dodge attack. Bringing us to her skill, which is the main thing that buffs and supports your team. So once this skill is cast, you get a massive damage boost for your physical and flame units. On top of that, you get an AT field, which is 50% of your max HP. What this does is prevent oncoming damage based off the durability of your shield. So the higher your AT field is, the less damage you're going to receive. On top of that, you also get Vengeance stacks, which activate every second, allowing you to do extra AoE damage to targets. And finally, her discharge, which again looks cool, but is not really worth to do, so most likely you're just going to jump cancel this. Bringing us to her special features, to where she is a dual element character, to where she's both a physical and flame unit. And the nice thing about her is that her Vengeance stacks will proc based off the weapon that you're on, meaning that if you're on a flame weapon, it will do flame damage, and if you're on a physical weapon, it will do physical damage. Next, she has a 12 shatter and 10 charge, but since she is a support unit and you're not going to be main DPSing with her, this does not matter that much. But she is the only tank weapon that has crit as a base stat. And like Meow, she's able to inflict armor dissolve, which will increase your physical and flame damage, and if you do physical damage, you will stun the targets, and if you do flame damage, you will reduce the target speed. And she has Fusion of Mass and Flame, to where she will get the best stats from your physical and flame gear. And of course, she provides the physical and flame resonance. For her special skill, she has Swift Cut, to where every time you do a discharge on the team, you're going to be able to do additional damage, which is further increased by your physical attack, max HP, resistances, and crit. Bringing us to her trait, which is not good unless you're tanking. Ideally, you want to use your main DPS's preferred trait. So now let's go ahead and talk about her playstyle, and since she is a support, all you really want to do is just cast her skill, so that way you can quickly get back to your main DPS and do their main DPS combo. Which brings us to her Ascensions, which aren't really needed due to the fact that she has access to her full kit at 0 star. Now her 1 star is one of her strongest, if not strongest, Ascensions. It increases the amount of Vengeance stacks that you're able to get once you activate her skill, and once those stacks are consumed, it triggers an attack that does massive AoE damage. 3 star is a slight damage buff due to the fact that you're able to do more damage to shielded targets. But this Ascension is very good for tanks due to the fact that it increases your shatter rate based off the durability of your AT field. 5 star is more of a quality of life buff, to where it regenerates your AT field's durability for every Vengeance stack consumed. And 6 star is a massive buff due to the fact that it doubles the damage boost that your skill gives. And for tanks, it allows your party to ignore 15% of the damage reduction caused by enemy shields. And it also reduces the target's elemental resistance, allowing your party to do more damage. So now let's go ahead and discuss her teams, to where she is very versatile and she can fit into almost any team, especially for physical and flame units. So her strongest team would consist of herself, Meow, and Nani. But a close second is Alter, consisting of herself, Fiona, and Nani. You can also do Triple Fizz consisting of Meow, Asuka, and Zeke, but this is one of the weaker teams. And for Flame, the best team is herself, Lottie, and Nani. But if you are a Flame main, you might want to wait till the next Flame unit, due to the fact that Asuka heavily buffs physical over Flame. But even with that, she still is a great addition to the Flame team, especially if you don't have a high star Plotty. Which brings us to the matrices, starting with Asuka's, which are really powerful, to where her 2-piece greatly increases your physical and flame attack. On top of that, for every dodge that you do, you will instantly activate a Vengeance stack. And these combined with 1 star allows you to activate the attack that does massive AoE damage much easier. Her 4-piece greatly increases your elemental damage, and if she is in the team, you also increase your final damage. If you're in Fortitude Residence, it greatly increases your aggro, allowing you to tank much easier. And if Nani is on the team, using her matrices are really powerful. Bringing us to Meow matrices, which are mainly going to be your go-to matrices, especially for the physical team, with these matrices only really being outclassed by Asuka's. And then we have Zeke matrices. These matrices are really only outclassed by the new limited matrices. And if you're running Triple Fizz, having these matrices are very nice due to the final damage that they provide. And then we have Plotty matrices, to where I would put them in the same category as Meow, to where if Plotty is in the team, these are your ideal matrices. And even if she's not and you don't have Meow matrices, these can be a good replacement. And lastly, we have Lyra matrices, to where most limited matrices will beat these, but these will be one of your best free-to-play options for your main DPS. So in conclusion, Asuka is very free-to-play friendly due to the fact that all you need to do is just activate her skill to take full advantage of her kit. So when it comes to pull priority, I recommend getting 1 star, then getting a 0 star 4-piece, and then you can consider getting higher star Ascensions, with 3 star and 6 star being great for tanks. And that should be everything that you need to know before you roll. But let me know down in the comments, are you pulling Asuka or are you waiting for those future characters? But other than that, I'll talk with you guys later.